January.
And the board will regret this now. Still feels wrong though. I'm saying deal in this episode. That might be as it's out for 3 to 4 months. That has put a spanner in my works. Anytime I was going out.
The start of the year brings new blood, new players, tough decisions, old faces, and new friends.
Right then, viewers, welcome back to January. It's the Salford story with me, your host, Dr. Benji FM. Now, this is going to be January. We're going to see what happens within the January. Obviously, you know from the summer, I have a man in the squad whose name goes by David Harkin, and he's progressing quite nicely, but there is a lot of interest in David Harkin, for better or for worse. Lots of different teams have come in. Everton are there now, Stoke, Southampton, so there's a chance he could well be sold. He's got 5-star potential. I don't know how well he's going to do. He's recently been tutored by Kinsella, or even he still is being tutored by Stephen Kinsella, so his determination has gone up to 15, similar to Mr. Kinsella's, which tends to be what happens if you tutor players. We're going to play some games as well. I've got a relatively busy schedule in the January. I think there's 6 or so games in here, including that FA Cup 4th round tie against Reading, which we'll cover. I'm going to give you a sort of a brief overview of each game and at the same time show you the transfers that happen throughout this. We're in some good form at the moment, winning against Rotherham, Notts Forest, and obviously the win in the FA Cup too. So, as things develop, I'll let you know. Let's continue. Okay, it begins. Southampton have come in 925k for David Harkin. Now, I turned down 2.4 million in the summer. For those that might be catching up, we turned down 2.4 million for him. So that, my friends, will not cut it. I shall reject their offer, but it's nice to show a little bit of intent early in the window from Southampton. Also, Salford proposed new contract talks. Okay, apparently Francis Henry. Oh yes, he's only got. Oh my God, sign him up. Oh, he's got an extension clause. Trigger. There we go. He's got an extra year. That could have been really bad. They've offered me a new contract then. We're currently on 1,000. Oh, it's a £400 increase. Yes, please. Deal. I'm saying deal in this episode. That might be his theme. I'm pleased that I've got a new contract. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Question's going to be, David Harkin, will he stay or will he go? I've already had a bid for him. Plenty of time left in the window, though, so who knows? Okay, we have another bid. I don't know what it is, but it's, again, Harkin. It's Watford. 650,000. Which ain't as much. So no, not happening. They're doing a lot of non-negotiables. Oh, we've got a bid. Don't care. That sounds very brutal. Oh, you got a bid, have you? Don't care. Get out. Okay. They're back again. Well, teams are back again. Blackpool have come back in for Willock, a bid that will reject. It's just not enough for me to let go of him. And there we are then. Southampton now with 1.1 million. Burnley, 925k. We're going to reject that outright because of all the little clauses, and Southampton aren't willing to negotiate, so we're going to reject 1.1 million. This saga could go on for quite some time. We're about to play Hull. I will bring you the result of the Hull game towards the end of that game. So, I'm going to go into this one. We'll see how we get on. The only change is that Josh Harrop will play instead of Thomas, and everything else pretty much remains the same. In fact, we're going to start Renard. He's in some good form. Right, it looks like this game's about to wind down and end 2-1 to Hull. It's been a relatively close game as they go through again. James Wilson shoots. James Wilson got their second. Andre Gray got their first. It was an own goal for us, and that's in then. That's it then. Even that ends the game. 2-1 to Hull. Disappointing result, but they've just come down from the Premier League. They were our affiliate club before we sort of met in the middle. Disappointing result. We go through to the next games. Cardiff coming up soon, which should be slightly easier. I think that might be the game after next. Yeah, we play MK Dons and then Cardiff. Any more transfer news? And I will let you know. Will anyone put a serious bid in for Harkin? That's the question. Birmingham have bid for Borthwick Jackson. Now, he does have a minimum release fee of 525,000. Obviously, we're in the division below when we set that, and that sort of money would have been huge for us. I'm going to reject it. I'm hoping they don't match it. But yeah, if they meet the clause, obviously he can go, and we may have to get a replacement in. Hopefully that doesn't happen, though. In terms of bringing players in, it kind of depends on what happens with Harkin. If he goes, then great. If he stays, then we probably won't have the money to spend. Watford have come in again, as I say all of this. It's now 775. Well, they've gone up 100k. It's still nowhere near enough. There is obviously the temptation to offer him out, but I don't want to offer him out and then suddenly loads of clubs meet it, and then I have to stop that and do it again. Do we offer him out without transfer listing him, though? Let's offer him out. We're going to test the waters a little bit. We'll offer him out for 4.8 million. I will accept for like 3.5. I'm just saying now. But we'll offer him out for 4.8. We won't transfer list him. We'll see if it... We'll see. Okay, straight away, some Premier League big boys have come in. And there we are. Everton not willing to negotiate a 1.8 million, which is 1.2 million, sorry, which it does become a bit of a problem considering we obviously want a lot more than that, and they're not offering anywhere near it. Not even the 2.4 million we offered previously. Not good. One of the issues, by the way, is we can't offer him a new contract because he's on a youth deal. I assume that's why. It's a problem, but we'll come to that and cross that when it happens, I guess. Southampton have come back in for him. This is going to be a theme. 1.3 million is going up. Ironically enough, the highest fee Salford ever received for a player was Peter Phillips, obviously, who went to Southampton. Has had a very good start to his start to the season. 20 appearances in the Premier League. He's finally finding his feet, and he'll need those for football. I've been offered a player called Boonen. Stream goers will find that familiar. Just on David Harkin then, just to prove, I can't offer him a new contract. So he has to. I think we have to wait for him to turn 17, and then I can try and offer him one. At that point, we risk losing him for free. So we've got to be careful. Right, next game is against the MK Dons. I'm actually going to play a bit more of a... I'd describe it as a safe formation. We're also going to start Ollie Lawson instead of Renard. Hopefully this is the formation that can get the job done. Look at this. What has happened here? Jake Keane, he's kicked it out. Josh Murphy. It's 2-0 after 21 minutes. It's not been a good start to this game whatsoever. We've got a goal back. It's flicked on by Deji. Nash sort of hits it to the side and then not fires in. 2-1, kind of back in it. I'm bringing the harp on. It's happened. Right, another game and another defeat. Another 2-1, actually. Was the first game 2-1? I forgot, I can't remember. But another defeat regardless. MK Dons 2, Salford 1. We couldn't find a way back in. So there it is then. Another back-to-back defeat. Such a shame after such a nice little run, obviously beating Forest. We now seem to have stagnated a little bit with 2 defeats on the bounce. So hopefully we can bounce back. I mentioned the Cardiff game before. They're in 20th. A game that we maybe can win. It's crazy how much we miss Jeff Thomas. Despite the fact he doesn't always do things in games, he creates a problem for teams. And when he's not there, we really miss him. He does seem to be somewhat injury prone. And he won't be with us for today's game. Blackpool are in again for Willock, and it's just not enough. If you get to 100k, you can go. I'm looking at free transfers. I'm underwhelmed by that list. In terms of players listed for loan, there's a few that have caught my attention. You never know. Player like Jack Harper could really change our season. Ryan Seeger? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. They're on the loan list. You never know. We can offer 10%. They want 50%. Right, another game. Cardiff the team. Interestingly, I'm going to play Yandanda. Only just come back to some sort of fitness. Keane in goal. Henri, Fire, Deji, and Borthwick Jackson at the back. Harrop, Nash, Knott, and Kinsella. And Danda's going to play behind Lawson today. It's going to be interesting to see if we can come back and get some form. If not, we can change it around. Obviously, we can bring Wellington on, maybe bring Renard or the Harp on and play 2 up top. But Danda's back in the team. I'm hoping he can have an impact. No Jeff Thomas. We need that creative spark. That looks like a fun formation, Cardiff. So we touched on it. This is the game we cannot afford to lose, and Ollie Lawson has put us 1-0 up. 35 minutes on the clock, 1-0 Salford. Half time, and Yandanda is doing all right. Definitely coming off, though. Well, Jim Nash just gone through the back of someone and got sent off, so good news. Hall for Danda, and it kind of makes it quite simple. And there it is then, 1-0. We've got a win against Cardiff. That is a huge victory. They had plenty more opportunities. They missed a penalty in the 3rd minute. I forgot to mention it, actually. 36 minutes on the clock then. 36 points on the table. I don't know where I am, but not bad. Stops the rot of 2 defeats, and I've dropped a screwdriver. I actually did. That wasn't a euphemism. Halfway through the window, it could all change. Southampton have made a bid for David Harkin, and Google Translate has felt the offer is too much to turn down, and has accepted the bid. This ain't good. I can protest the transfer. I'm going to say we shouldn't sell him. The board appreciates your comments and feedback. However, after discussing it, we've unfortunately have decided the offer's too good. This is not good. I'm going to say, I won't lie, I'm disappointed with the board's decision. I feel that I always put my best into the club, and if we ever want to remain competitive and show ambition, we need to hold on to players like David Harkin and ask the board yet again to reconsider their position. Sorry, but the board's position is non-negotiable. Feel free to spend any of the remaining funds on new players to replace David Harkin. This is shit news. Should have taken 2.4 million, quite obviously. Well, the way we can counteract this is by offering him out for, say, 3 million and hoping someone comes in for that amount. Andy Tano's going out on loan again. See you later, Andy. This is the worst thing that could have happened. The transfer battle intensifies and QPR have come in with 3 million. It's almost double what they're offering. I haven't put a clause in the bloody thing, but we accept 3 million because we'd be stupid not to. Funny that they didn't just accept that one outright, isn't it? Does Southampton want to become my parent club? Like, what's going on here? If you choose the Southampton over QPR, that is just awful news. And the board will regret this now. Stoke are bidding 625k. Stoke, get out. I didn't put a clause in. That's bad, because I think he could be great. I mean, I say that, I've got no idea. He doesn't look that good. So now we sit and wait. Ipswich in the league, and then Reading in the cup. This could be series changing. What happens right now could be series changing. Everton have now come in for Harkin. 1.4 million. Apparently that's not enough for the board to say anything. I'm going to offer him out again for 3 million, but I'm going to add in the percentage of next sale, or the profit of next sale maybe, just to see if it tempts anyone else. Okay. We've got bids from Stoke and Everton and Watford. I mean, we might be able to negotiate a clause here, which could be arguably just as important as what's about to happen. They're iron fisting me right now. See, like 2.8 million and the clause would be arguably just as good. Okay, Stoke are now going to negotiate my 3.2 million offer with different clauses involved. Well, I guess we'll negotiate it then. Everton? They're flat feeing me, so I'm not interested. And Watford, so are they. Now, Stoke have become very interesting within this little battle. If Stoke put that bid in, that makes things extraordinarily interesting. Stoke have not put the bid in, but they still time. This is an interesting episode. Very different from the normal things we do, but QPR. Okay. We're at this awkward spot now that he's not spoken to Stoke. Stoke haven't put that offer in. But £3 million, why do they have to show me all the arrows? This is awful. This is awful. I don't know what to do. I genuinely do not know what to do. Because yes, it's £3 million for a 16-year-old that is as good as this. But those arrows, why are they all going up? Oh, David Harkin, why? It's 3 million. It wipes the debt. It wipes the debt. It gives me a little bit of money to spend. I've got to think about facilities. I've got to think about the bigger picture. I have to accept the offer. And I'm devastated about it. I hate it. I hate this. I'm just going to have to tell him that it's for the money, essentially. He understands. He knows it's good. I've essentially now said goodbye to David Harkin. I'm going to accept it. I don't have a choice. I know I don't have a choice. And he's gone. Boom. Very sad. It's very sad to see him leave because he could be special. I hope one day either QPR go down or we can get him back. QPR are currently second in the Premier League. Fair enough. Stephen Corker's captain. Okay then. And that's what it's all about. There's our balance. It's never looked that healthy. I've got 600k to spend, and the important thing to note is he wasn't a key part of our team, and we've brought £3 million in. Still feels wrong though. I don't know. In the comments, what do you reckon? Good decision? Bad decision? I made a decision. I had to do it eventually. Okay, playing Ipswich. Let's see how we get on in this game. We've got to try and get over this. It's heartbreak against Ipswich. 89 minutes on the clock. It's been played through and they've struck gold. Well, they've struck a goal at least. It's 1-0 Ipswich. It's very sad. Disappointing. It's going to almost bring us to the end of the game unless they score another one. There it is then. Ipswich 1, Salford 0. Another loss. 3 losses, 1 win. And we go into the FA Cup tie against Reading, trying to beat, as the underdog, essentially. I want to bring Macaulay Kidd home. I really want to bring him home. I've offered £500,000 and they're going to consider it. Come on, Macaulay Kidd. It's going to cost me a lot of money as Macaulay Kidd. I should look at the contracts that run out in 6 months. Reading are 14th. We play them in just a minute then. Reading are 14th in the Premier League. There's a chance we can do something in that game. This guy is top goal scorer in the Premier League. He's come from, starts at Ajax. Fascinating. Or maybe starts at Arsenal. Either way, interesting. Eva Banega. At Salford. Seems wrong. There's a few names we might look at in there. Tafir would be a good one. So there's a few names there that are quite interesting. Might have to look at 1 or 2, see if we can bring them in ready for next season. Yeah, I like that. Oliver. Imagine getting Oliver in on a free. Seems unlikely. Balanta. Well, you never know. Oh, apparently our game doesn't happen yet. So we go into the 5th round draw regardless. How exciting. So we play our game coming up, but this is the draw. Bristol Rovers or Millwall? Well, if we beat Reading, this could be at the start of an FA Cup run. Arsenal and City will probably meet now as well. Interesting. Some of the teams are falling at the wayside here. We play Reading. If we can beat Reading, then who knows where we could end up. Jake Keane is out for 3 to 4 months. That has put a spanner in my works. Well, Sean Thomas comes in, and now we do not have a backup goalkeeper, so it's time to go over to the marketplace. I'm just looking at the loan list for keepers that might be available. None of them are very good. This guy's from Almira B. It would be a very bizarre loan signing, but I think I'm going to make a very bizarre loan signing. Balar. Weirdly, Millwall have got a keeper I could potentially take, and the reason that's quite funny is because they currently have Jed Steer, who they took from me. We can offer him a contract. No, we can't offer him a contract. Never mind. Right then, Francis Lozano is going to be our backup. I guess the change in goalkeepers to Sean Thomas has happened. It wasn't going to happen like this though, but it seems to have done that anyway. Hopefully he's not too bad. Otherwise that's a big problem. Right then, Francis, you get on the bench there, mate. You enjoy that. So, this is the team that we have to face Reading in the FA Cup today. Henri, The Fire, Deji, Borthwick Jackson, Kinsella, Knott and Wellington. Harrop's going to play on the right side, Hall behind Lawson. Danda just can't seem to find any fitness. I want to play him more, but it just doesn't seem like he's able to do so. I keep rejecting bids for Willock, who's not played this year. Maybe I should think about one of them. For the good of him. I'm a nice guy. I'm actually going to change Hall and Wellington round, and then Knott and Hall round. I think that makes everyone a little bit more balanced. Well, this is a bit of a shame. Reading have taken a 1-0 lead. It's been a relatively even game. They've scored. A good cross has come in. The Fire couldn't get in front of his man, and it's 1-0 Reading. Not good. Not long after that, it's 2-0. Taylor, it's a wicked delivery, I must say. He's just flicked it in at that front post, and our keeper's been beaten. Then 2-0 Reading. It looks like we're going out, is what I'm getting at. Well, hopefully it'll be a good payday because the game hasn't gone so well. What we're going to do is change something up top. We're going to bring Renard on for Wellington and play the two of them together. We're going to switch these two back round as it just doesn't seem to be working. In fact, we're going to bring Matthew Willock on, who's barely played this season, but can naturally play as a ball-winning midfielder. Okay, maybe all is not lost. We've gone two up top. We've gone attacking. Lawson with an outrageous flick to Renard, who has just volleyed it in magnificent fashion. It's 2-1. Maybe this isn't over. Okay, it might be over. They've scored again. 63 minutes gone. Ball played in. It's another cross. It's another header. It's 3-1. The Harp's coming on. If you find yourselves in times of trouble, Mother Harpy, come to me. I'll actually push on these two midfielders as well. This is the FA Cup, goddammit. They've scored again. 4-1. I hope we get some money for this. Becker plays it in. Borthwick Jackson. That doesn't go over the line. Oh, I can't be bothered to get annoyed. I can't be bothered. How do you answer back bullshit goals? You score a goal yourself. It's gone in. Renard. Borthwick Jackson on this left-hand side, who's been unfairly treated in this game so far. The ball's played in. Renard's there and fires in. What's the attendance? 15,000. Never mind. Crosses. They've scored another one. It's 5-2. It's not the best defending you've ever seen. Thomas there, that's not great, mate, is it? You've fallen over. It's 6-2, and Chalkinidis has got 4. So, well done to that man. They're a Premier League team, it's fine. So, a 6-2 defeat. Decent payday, I hope. But yeah, 6-2 defeat. Not ideal. We go again. I think we're going to wrap up the transfer episode there. I will let you know about any new arrivals. I'm going to have a little look around, see if I can get any good deals. But yeah, that brings us to the end. I guess the big talking point, we sold a player for 3 million. What did you reckon? Good decision, bad decision? I'm sure you'll let me know. And that brings us to the end then. With love, with care. Until next time, we'll see you again very soon. It's been emotional. Goodbye. 3 million. 3 million. It'll be gone by the end of the year. I think we got 200,000 for that as well. Money. We're rolling in the money now. Let's ask for new stuff. They think the facilities are great. Gee, come on now. Poor youth facilities, basic training facilities, they think they're fine. What's the point?